Welcome to Get Better Basketball Live. I'm Coach DeMarco, and today I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of Gonzaga's underrated defense and what they did to frustrate BYU, who has one of the top scoring offenses in the entire country. Earlier this season, I was critical of Gonzaga's defense, but now I must admit they don't get the credit that they deserve. We know that they have the number one ranked offense in the country, scoring 93 points per game. But in this episode of Get Better Basketball Live, I'm going to take you through how their defense, coupled with that high-powered offense, has them as the front runner to win the national championship this year. Another episode of Get Better Basketball Live is up now. Coach DeMarco here with Get Better Basketball Live, and today I'm going to take you through Gonzaga's defense against BYU and 7 keys that I've noticed from watching Gonzaga this year. Number one, their ball screen defense and communication has been very good. Their post defense, and in particular against BYU, their post defense is very good. The guards do a nice job stunting at the basketball. Their post does a good job pushing the offensive player off the block and forcing them to play further away from the basket. Their rotations in scramble situations have been very good. This includes in their ball screen defense. When they've gone into double team the post, they've done a really nice job scrambling and rotating, which also means they've done a nice job contesting their opponent's shots. They always get a hand up. Any opportunity they get, they're sprinting out to shooters and contesting shots. They're not making anything easy for their opponent. They do a really nice job in rebounding. I'm going to get into that statistically in a minute, but they do a good job only giving opponents one shot. They force a lot of turnovers. They put pressure on the basketball, and they do a nice job getting into the passing lanes, getting their hands on the ball, causing deflections, or causing their opponent to make errant passes. And they do a really nice job keeping teams off balance. And one of the things that Mark Few likes to do is mix in a little bit of a 1-2-2 press in ATO situations or just throughout the game. This helps whenever an opponent might start to make a run, throw on the 1-2-2, and it's just enough to keep teams off balance. They also adjust their ball screen coverage. Sometimes they hedge, sometimes they switch. It's really based on the personnel of their opponent, but they do a nice job keeping opponents off balance. Before we jump into a film study of Gonzaga versus BYU, I'm going to take you through the statistics of how Gonzaga shapes up defensively against the rest of the nation. It's important to note that Gonzaga scored 23 points off 19 turnovers in this game against BYU. As I mentioned, they get their hands in the passing lane and they do a nice job putting pressure on the basketball. They're averaging 15 turnovers forced per game. That ranks 53rd in the country, but it's important to note that they're just 2 turnovers a game away from being in the top 15. They're very close to breaking the top 20 or top 15 in a lot of defensive categories, and that's something you may not know as you watch Gonzaga play. Their 28.6 defensive rebounds per game ranks them 22nd nationally. They do a really nice job getting inside position, boxing out, securing the rebound, and then it allows them to get out in transition, which they do a great job securing the defensive rebound and then turning that into points on the offensive end. 28.6 defensive rebounds per game, that puts them in the top 25. They also average 8.5 steals per game, which ranks them 30th nationally. I think it's important to note that they are 2 away from being ranked number 1 in the country. So 10.5 or just about 10.5, they would be the number 1 ranked team in steals per game nationally. Again, this speaks to the point they do a nice job getting their hand in the passing lane and forcing the opponent to make bad passes. Opponents are shooting about 33.3% from beyond the arc, which ranks Gonzaga 168th nationally in 3-point percentage allowed. This is only 3% from the top 30, which I think is important to mention because there's a lot of clips here where Gonzaga does a great job getting their hand up on opponents and contesting their shots. We have to remember that they're playing a very tough schedule in their non-conference games, playing against teams that shoot the ball very, very well. Gonzaga is allowing 69 points per game, which I thought this number would have been higher, but it ranks them 147th nationally. This is 10 points per game higher than Virginia, who gives up about 58 or 59 points per game. Still, it's important to note that Gonzaga has the number one scoring offense in the country, 93 points per game. This is plus 24 from Virginia, who ranks over 200 nationally in points per game. So when you do the math and you look at the numbers, Gonzaga is scoring 93 points per game and only giving up 69 points per game, whereas Virginia is only scoring about 69 points per game and they're giving up 59 points per game. Gonzaga is plus 24 in their margin of victory against opponents. That's a very telling stat. And what I want to note here is that Gonzaga's numbers and statistics on the defensive end of the floor are a lot better than I anticipated and a lot better than I think people realize when they watch them play. Now, let's look at BYU's numbers to see where they rank offensively before we jump in to breakdown of this game. I noted that BYU has one of the top offenses in the country, and they are ranked 42nd, averaging 78.8 points per game. They're only 4 points per game away from being ranked in the top 15. That can fluctuate during the course of the season. And I envision after watching BYU play that they're going to crack the top 25 offensively in the country by the end of the year. So Gonzaga is playing so well defensively that they're able to impact and frustrate a team like BYU that is a very good offensive team. BYU ranks 29th in field goal percentage at 48.1%, and they're 32nd in three-point field goals made at 173 on the season. These are just a couple of stats to show you that Gonzaga is defending a top offensive team, and they were able to frustrate them and win by a significant margin. Let's check out Gonzaga versus BYU and find out what Gonzaga did to frustrate one of the top offenses in the country. So I mentioned Gonzaga getting 8.5 steals per game and doing a nice job getting their hands in the passing lane. Here's a great example. We're going to see hand in the passing lane, not a steal in the first part of the possession, but we're going to see them get a steal later on in this possession. But let's watch. Good movement. Suggs cuts the passing lane. Great steal and 2 points. I want to bring that back one more time because there's some other good things defensively in this possession. We're going to see the ball's contested here. Now we're going to see a reversal and a dribble handoff. We're going to see a little bit of a soft hedge on that dribble handoff. A good job fighting over the top of the screen. And here's Suggs waiting to anticipate. He's one of the best players in the country, and this is one of the reasons. Here he goes. Nice anticipation. Cuts that pass off and gets down for 2 points. In this possession, we're going to take a look at Gonzaga's help defense. We're going to look at some ball screen defense later on, but you're going to see a really good hard hedge here, forcing the ball handle away from the basket. A nice job by the tag man helping on the roll on that side ball screen, taking away the passing angle. And then we're going to see the help defense, the defender who just hedged hard on the ball screen, come back down and block this shot of the offensive player. So again, hard hedge, recovery, comes back in and blocks the shot, and Suggs does a nice job getting in here as the tag man. And then we also see Timmy here come back in and block that shot. As we watch this through one more time, we're going to see a good hard hedge. We're going to see Timmy work really hard to recover and then block this shot. And then they're going to take a tough shot in the paint. Great job by Gonzaga securing the rebound and getting off in transition. One of the things I mentioned as a key for Gonzaga is their post defense, and we're going to see that here. Again, hands up in the passing lane. Great job here by Timmy forcing the catch off the block. We saw a quick kind of show as a double team. Ready, help defenders are ready against the post player. We're going to see the cut through. Really nice job here. And look at all the players around him. I'm going to rewind that back one more time on the catch. So nice job forcing this offensive player outside to catch off the block. Looking for a quick steal here. Doesn't get it. Backs off. And now watch as he puts the ball on the floor. Look at the defense collapse. You have 3 players all collapsing in there. And if you're watching this, you're probably saying, well, he's going to start to kick the ball out. He does. But they do a nice job scrambling and recovering, which is another key that I mentioned. But this is a very good post player for BYU. They also have Harms, who played for Purdue a couple of years ago, who's very good in the post. Gonzaga does a really nice job against these players. He's bodying him up because this is a physical post player trying to drop his shoulder in there. They do a nice job. He does a nice job holding his ground and kind of forces him to fall away on that jump hook. I'm going to let this play one more time all the way through. Nice job post defense, pushing away from the basket. And I want to highlight one more key here at the end as he takes this off-balance shot, and that's that Gonzaga secures the rebound, does a nice job here getting inside position, and the ref is going to call a foul, a push-off foul here. Nice job getting inside position and securing this rebound. As noted, Gonzaga does a nice job keeping teams off balance, and I'm going to refer to this as guarding your yard. We're going to see Gonzaga do a really good job. This offensive player gains a little bit of an advantage off this screen, but watch the defender force him out wide and then cut him off and beat him to the spot. Ends up beating him to the spot, and also have to note the help defender who does a great job. Against a lot of teams, that player gains that advantage. The help comes over, he'll dump off to the big guy, and they'll get a layup. That's great effort, all right? And that's something that keeps opponents off balance. When you work so hard defensively to guard your yard, right? Keep that player in front of you, not let them beat you on a straight line drive. That puts a lot of pressure on them as well. Again, we're going to see post defense here, not letting them catch inside. This player is just going to kick it back out. Again, we're going to see a nice job here by BYU on ball screens. Great hedge, pushing that player away from the basket. Again, guarding his yard. It does result in a basket at the end of the possession, but look how hard BYU had to work for that. And what's going to happen during the course of this game is that they're going to start to miss those shots. That's a tough floater at the end of the shot clock that they're taking under 10 seconds. Great job here. Beats them to the spot. 15 seconds on the shot clock. They're stuck. It throws off their possession. Now they try to reset. Gonzaga's not letting them be comfortable. Great hard hedge. Forces them way off away from the basket. Now we're into 3 seconds on the shot clock here. A contested floater. Credit to him for making it. A lot of the clips I'm going to show you here are going to be stops, but let's be honest. This is a Division I team in BYU, and they're going to get some baskets against tough defense. So at the end of this possession, we see that, but you have to give credit to Gonzaga for how hard they work on this possession. They're making BYU earn it every single time down the floor. I love the way he beats them to the spot here. This is a great clip to show players on your team so they understand the effort it takes on defense, the hard hedge and how this player gets forced away from the basket, the recovery, and then a tough floater in the lane. Credit to BYU for making that shot, but over the course of the game, Gonzaga is going to wear them down and get more and more stops. So in the last possession, credit to BYU for scoring against tough defense, but we're again going to see Gonzaga guard their yard, which is going to result in an offensive foul. Watch how this defender gets over the screen, and he's going to turn. Small advantage created. He's going to beat this player to the spot. Frustrated, he's going to lower his shoulder, push off, and they're going to get an offensive foul. Let's take a look at that full speed one more time. Great job not giving him a straight line drive. And because of that, the offensive player is going to push off instead of redirecting himself. It's very frustrating for offenses when you do a great job beating them to the spot. So we've hit just about all the keys that I've mentioned up to this point in terms of what Gonzaga has done really well, except for contesting, which we'll get to. But here is a great example of pick and roll defense. We're going to see a nice soft hedge here by Gonzaga, defender getting over the top, working hard, and we're going to see the tag players get in position. In particular, I believe this is Kispert, who's going to do a nice job getting in to tag this player and getting a steal on this possession. So nice job on the soft hedge. Defender's still trailing. He kind of snaked it and got in front of him. So not a bad job here by the offensive player. And then we're going to see kind of gets stuck in the paint, leaves his feet, tries to either shoot or dump that off. And Gonzaga does a really nice job. But again, ball screen defense has been really good for Gonzaga recently. We're going to see it here. He's moving his feet. He's staying in front of him. He's recovering. Tag player is going to get in and end up getting his hands on the ball here and getting a steal, which again, we know is going to turn into offense on the other end for Gonzaga. I have to guess that Mark Few had post defense as one of their keys to victory in this game, because you see how hard Timmy is working on this possession to not let BYU catch in the post, working really hard to get position. And when he does catch, this offensive players really like to catch down on the block, unless it's more of a mid-post type of player like a Jason Tatum in the NBA. He's comfortable catching out here. This player does not want to catch in the mid-post. He wants it low, and Timmy is forcing him away from the basket. Again, we're going to see Gonzaga do a great job sneaking in here, getting their hands on the ball and getting a steal. Tried to do that earlier, and it didn't work out. It will here. You see the help defenders getting ready to go, and this is a high IQ play. Sneaks in as soon as he puts that ball on the floor to go to his right hand, which we saw him do in an earlier possession. As I take you through the first half of this game, you're seeing Gonzaga pick up on trends during the game, and it just shows you how high the IQ of their players are. Great post defense, great job sneaking in here and getting a steal. This is why they're averaging 8.5 steals per game. I call this a lockdown possession by Gonzaga's defense because we're going to see them do so many good things in this possession. I'm going to let it play through and just watch the way they fight through screens, hedge, post defense here, where he's going to force him off the block, catching it far away from the basket. The help defenders are getting in there and stunting, looking like they're going to double team. Shot clock's now down to 5 seconds. We're going to get a kick out, a closeout, a block shot. So many great things on this possession. And I want to take you through it step by step. So it starts with a little bit of a dribble handoff here, and then we're going to have the first ball screen. Not allowing a straight line drive, guarding his yard, keeping them off balance. Great job here. Beats him to the spot. Now we're going to see a rescreen. Again, he's going to get over the top. Nice job hedging. Tag defender, sitting in the paint, not allowing that roll man to get the ball. Then when it gets reversed, look at Timmy working on the post here. Really tough to catch. And if he lobs this over the top, they might be able to come in and get a steal from behind. So the offensive player is hesitant. He finally does make that pass in, but he has to make it far away from the basket. He's catching well away from the block in the mid post, not where he wants the ball. He wants it on the block, maybe one dribble, power dribble, jump hook, drop step, layup, not allowing it to happen. He's nervous now, right? Early, he put the ball on the floor and it got stolen from this defender. So now he puts it on once and he's going to kick it back out. We're going to see a nice jump to the ball and a closeout. So many good things on this possession when you break it down step by step that Gonzaga is doing. And I don't think they get enough credit for this, but I hope they will after this video. Now we're going to see the offensive player. Again, nowhere to go, no straight line drive. Another ball screen. Great help defense. He's fighting over the top. Nice soft hedge there. Forces him to kick it out. Great closeout by Kispert. He blocks the shot. And if you're wondering what happened here, it was actually a whistle underneath because this player, frustrated, grabbed Gonzaga's player and pulls him to the ground. The ref is going to blow the whistle. They ended up calling it a double foul. I'm not sure that it was a double foul. It looked like an offensive foul, but for what it's worth, great effort by Gonzaga. This is so beautiful. I'm going to play it through one more time for you, full speed. Just watch all those things I highlighted. You're going to see great ball screen defense getting over the top. You're going to see ball screen defense and a hedge. So many things they have to do in this possession. Now post defense. This is the defense of a great defensive team. And I don't think people consider Gonzaga at that level. If they can play like this in the tournament, they are as real as it gets in terms of an opportunity to win the national title. As we work our way through the first half here, you're going to see possession after possession, the great job that Gonzaga does, including an opportunity here to soft hedge in a minute. But I want to point out first, this defender, how hard he fights over the top. He almost steals his ball as he fights through this little kind of dribble handoff / ball screen on the handoff. And you're going to see a nice job here, a little bit of a soft hedge, but that's not the one I'm referring to, because we're going to see the pass go out, and now we're going to see the soft hedge the second time. Nice job in position, but the offensive player pushes off here because Gonzaga's defender is fighting so hard over the top. It's frustrating. It keeps them off balance. Ball screen defense is great, and now he's going to push off, and this ref up here is going to call an offensive foul on that push off. Let's watch this again. This defender does a phenomenal job fighting over screens. This is what you want to see from your team, and Kispert's fired up, and I am too. Let's take another look at it. So we're going to see, again, multiple times fighting over the top, gets over the screen, squeezes it, gets over the top again, no advantage created, offensive players frustrated, Kispert celebrating, and I would be too, because that's great defense. After this possession, we will have focused on each of the 7 keys that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. We're going to come back again to post defense, but we're going to see a contested shot, actually an air ball on this possession. He gets pushed again away from the basket in the post. Timmy does a great job. He's actually catching further and further every possession. It's so exciting for me to see a great job in on the post by Timmy, forcing the catch so far off the block. He has to take probably 4 or 5 dribbles here. 3, 4, 5 dribbles. Another defender runs at him. Now we're going to get the kick out. It's going to cause a scramble situation. We see 2 defenders running at him. Nice read by the post. I'm sure this was something the coaches mentioned, or maybe he just recognized, high IQ player. Hey, I'm getting doubled in on this block every time I'm turning middle. Let's look to kick out, see if we can get a shot out of it. Look at the closeout here. All right, he doesn't get a hand on the ball, but look at the effort by Kispert here to get back out and get a hand on this player. That's championship basketball right there. Let's go back and take a look at this whole possession one more time. We're going to see great post defense, another great fight over the top on a ball screen, squeezing it, pushing them away from the basket. If I'm BYU, I'm working on planting in on the post and not getting pushed away from the basket. And then again, great contest on the shot, offensive rebound. Gonzaga's going the other way. They're great in transition, but they do such a phenomenal job on defense in the post and contesting shots. As we look at this possession, we're going to see Gonzaga in the 1-2-2 press. I mentioned they like to keep teams off balance. I've given you examples about how they guard their yard and make it uncomfortable. Now we're going to see them in the 1-2-2 press, and they're going to force the ball up the sideline. We actually see a little bit of a screen here, and the offensive player is going to push really fast, almost push off there. Might have been an offensive foul, but now take a three-pointer with about 25 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know that this is the shot that BYU wants, and it's going to turn into Gonzaga running the other way. And I have to mention, as we watch this clip again, Gonzaga is going to play better defense in the second half. So this wasn't even their best defense of the game, but they do a nice job. Maybe an offensive foul there. They force a quick three-pointer, keeping them off balance. They mix in this 1-2-2 every once in a while, but just for this reason. It causes the offense to speed up. This is a good team in BYU, and they take what I would consider not a great shot. Another great example of Gonzaga and ball screen defense followed by their post defense. I actually want to show you here. Kispert's going to do a really nice job forcing this player outside, posting him up outside of the paint. Again, Timmy does a nice job, deep catch. Now we know BYU's realized on the double team, they're going to have to kick out and now starting to make that read. So we're going to get another kick out. It's going to be a scramble for Gonzaga. They sprint out, they close out to the shooter, which I think is about the best you can do in that situation. So one more time as we watch this through at full speed, really good post defense by Timmy again here. Notice BYU keeps posting on this side. They really want to get the ball down inside here so you can turn to the right-hand side. Good job by, and I want to point that out too, as I mentioned the right-hand side, and that's where the double's coming from. I had not really seen him turn and spin back to the baseline. I have to think he might have been able to a little bit in this game. Regardless, he's going to kick out. And I think this closeout, this sprint, is about as good as you're going to get in this situation. Makes it a tough shot. Going back to rebounding again. The Zags secure the boards, and they're off and running. We're going to jump into the second half here now, where I thought Gonzaga stepped it up even more with the defense. We're going to see a nice job here, pressuring the basketball, which is going to cause a turnover, and Gonzaga is going to get out and running and get an easy 2 points out of it. And that's the important thing to note as we watch these clips, is that all these turnovers are leading to some opportunities on the other end. Gonzaga scored 23 points on 19 turnovers in this game, and this is just one example how they turn defense into offense. So this is a pretty good clip of Gonzaga in a scramble situation. I've shown you a couple already. Notice the ball screen defense again. I love the way they fight over the top. This player actually squeezes into his own player, really trying to get shoulder to shoulder off the screen, not allowing Gonzaga to get between them. Probably something they talked about at halftime, because BYU is definitely wider off these screens, but he hits his own guy. Gonzaga, again, pesky, almost gets a steal there. Not quite. A lot of pressure on them. Notice this difference now from BYU. This player is in the paint. He's put himself on the block, in the paint, to not catching the ball out here. They're trying to get it inside. But because of the first half, he's a little bit more hesitant to put the ball on the floor. So he's going to get it, and it's going to be a quick kick. And he was actually looking for a repost. And we're going to see Kispert get out here and close out on the shooter. So nice job here by Gonzaga. Last thing I want to take you through in this clip is the offensive rebound, because they do a nice job blocking out and getting the boards here, even though BYU puts in some good effort. So you're going to see right here, gets position. Maybe could have done a little bit of a better job on that one, but Timmy does a nice job boxing out and getting the rebound, and BYU couldn't get in and couldn't get it. So for the most part, a really good job blocking out and getting the rebound here by Gonzaga. This is the last clip I'm going to share with you that involves post defense, but I think it's a really good one because you're going to see the frustration come out. So Timmy does a nice job. This BYU player is like, I am going to try to get into the block. I'm not getting pushed out. He was catching in the first half out here in this area where the defenders are. So he's really trying to plant himself in the block. Timmy's getting in between here, using his hips and his leg to nudge this player out. Doing a really nice job here. All right, he's going to catch, and he's almost on the block, but Timmy still pushes him out. Pretty good job here. You see the other defenders getting ready to help, and now he's going to put the ball on the floor. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, lowers the shoulder, and it's going to be an offensive foul. This is the frustration that is being caused by the effort from Gonzaga. They are not making it easy. BYU is a good offensive team. They score in the post. These are good post players. But Gonzaga is doing such a great job. He's using his chest here to really body up this player and make sure that he's not pushing off. Really like the job he's doing here. Sometimes he gives him a little more space. Right now, he's doing a nice job. And I have to wonder if at some point he almost could have, what we call pull the chair out, lean on him, and he probably could have stepped back, and this offensive player might have fallen or traveled. But I can't complain here. He's doing a great job bodying him up, and we're going to see, boom, he drops the shoulder, offensive foul. So this is a baseline out of bounds situation. They even make that pass tough, Gonzaga. Really good hard hedge here on the ball screen, forcing the player away from the basket. Would have been tough to make that pass off balance. Two kind of tag defenders, if you will, hedging in here for help defense. Nice job throwing his hands up too, so they couldn't throw it in the paint. All these little things are adding up to make a huge difference for Gonzaga in this game. We're going to see Harms come up and rescreen a second time. And this player now is going to kind of sit here with the basketball, dribbling around. Nice relocation here to get open for the three-pointer. Gonzaga does a nice job contesting. And you know what? He makes the shot. This is a great team in BYU. They make a tough shot. Look at the scoreboard here, though. It's 8, 9 points a lot of the game. Gonzaga is starting to pull away a little bit. Now they're up by 14 points or 15 points now, 59-44, starting to pull away. And really nice job here contesting one more time at full speed. A lot of good things here from the ball screen defense, the hard hedge, getting the hands up, not allowing the pass to go in into the paint. Good job from help defenders. Really nice job relocating here by BYU. Great closeout, and he makes a tough shot. Good teams are going to make tough shots, but if you contest and make it that hard consistently, they're going to hopefully miss more than they're going to make unless they have an unreal shooting night. Just a couple more clips I want to take you through here as we see Gonzaga force a turnover here. Again, great ball screen defense. Love how they're getting their hands up to not allow that high pass inside. Nice recovery, getting position in the paint, and then this player is going to dribble off their leg. Let's go through this one more time. We're going to see good ball screen defense, multiple ball screens, good defense from the tag players. And I like the help on the baseline. This can't be underestimated. This player works hard to recover. We're going to see the ball go to the baseline. He works hard, but look at the help. And then look at the other defender slide in here in front of Harms so that pass can't be made. That's the logical pass in that situation, but he can't make that pass because the defender slides in. If we go back one more time, nice job by the defender getting in position, and then he dribbles off his leg, a forced turnover, frustrated BYU team. As we get to the last 5 clips here, I want to make note of the things that we've seen so far. Great ball screen defense and communication. Post defense has been excellent. Good job on rotations and scrambles, contesting every shot. Nice job rebounding. They're forcing turnovers and they're keeping them off balance. They're guarding their yard, but not only that, Gonzaga's doing a nice job mixing in ball screen, different ball screen coverages, and the 1-2-2 press, which forced a quick shot as we saw. Let's take a look at these final 5 clips as Gonzaga finishes out this game strong. This is another great possession where Gonzaga forces BYU deep into the shot clock into a step back three-pointer. They do a nice job. Ball screen defense here. It goes inside. Nice recovery. A skip out. Good post defense here, forcing them away from the basket. Kispert does a nice job bodying them up. Another ball screen here. Nice hedge that leads to a switch and a step back three-pointer. I'm going to take you through this one more time. That step back three-pointer air ball at the end of the shot clock. But keep an eye on the clock. As we go through this possession here, you're going to see now we're under 20 seconds. Maybe could have got a score inside or tried for a score. They don't. Now the ball's in the post. We're getting down into 10 seconds. We do get a late switch on the ball screen, but it forces a really tough shot. We're looking at 6 seconds here, a step back three-pointer at the end of the shot clock. If I'm Mark Few in Gonzaga, I will take a step back three with 4 seconds left that turns into an air ball. No disrespect to BYU. They're a great team, but Gonzaga was a better team defensively in this game. Gonzaga continuing to extend that lead up 19 now with 8 minutes to go. Another great defensive possession by them. It's going to force a really tough scoop shot at the end of the possession that BYU probably doesn't want. Probably want to get a better shot here. little up and under scoop. Nice rebound here by Gonzaga. Watch this through one more time as Gonzaga does another really nice job. Really like here too, forcing him to catch the ball even further out on the perimeter in this possession. Really tough to make that high-low pass from out almost to the half-court circle. Really nice job by Gonzaga in so many areas, as I continue to mention. Fighting through the screen, he kind of snakes the ball screen here and tries to get over the top of him, but a lot of blue jerseys, nowhere to really go once he's in the paint. We get a kick out, and then again, nice defense here. Going to try to get a scoop shot out of it. Gonzaga, nice job getting position. Once again, the rebounding is very good, and then they're going to be off to the races. When I talk about communication, I'm looking at this possession right here. They communicate a switch here. Gonzaga does, and now we have Kispert on the point guard. Going to see a nice hard hedge from Timmy here coming up in a second, but Kispert does a great job staying with him all the way to the basket. High hands, he jumps vertically so not to foul, and another tough shot here by BYU. Going to take us through that one more time. We see a communication for a switch, nice hard hedge, forcing a tough shot. Gonzaga secures it, and they could be off to the races. Last clip I want to show you here is going to result in a switch like the one we just saw. We're going to see Timmy come up here now and switch on the point guard, who does the right thing. He's going to back out and try to set him up. Want to note here, look at the players get in the gaps. They know this could be a little bit of a mismatch, but Gonzaga is playing so well defensively because of effort like this. Watch the effort by Timmy here. Might not be as quick as this offensive player, but uses his length, contests the shot, and all the other players are really shrinking the floor here to not give a lot of space to drive. He's working really hard here with his feet, stays in front of him. He's going to beat him to the spot here, contest the shot. It's going to be missed. And I want to point out one more thing here at the end of the possession. Watch Gonzaga get position to not allow BYU to get the rebound. BYU ends up poking it out of bounds. But again, great effort this entire possession. Great effort in the post. All the other defenders in the gaps doing a nice job. Good job contesting, using his length. And then now look here. Inside position, inside position, inside position. Everybody getting inside position. A great job by Gonzaga. And we're going to see this BYU player poke the ball out of bounds. Gonzaga ball. Let's end this the way we started it, with the BYU turnover. Want to make mention of the hard hedge here by Timmy, who pushes the ball handler away from the basket. They're doing a great job in ball screen defense. The tag man is going to come down here now and help out. They're going to try to make that pass on a wing and a prayer into the paint. Nice job getting a steal and getting a turnover. Going to take you through this one more time. This defines the way BYU played in this game. If they can play like this the entire season, there's no doubt they'll be the favorite to win the national title. As a defensive-minded coach, it gets me fired up anytime I get to watch a game like this, where a team like Gonzaga does a great job defensively in so many areas. They held one of the nation's top scoring teams in BYU to 71 points, which is 7 points under their scoring average. If you're fired up, then make sure you hit that like button down below, turn on your notifications, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more great breakdowns in the future. Leave me a comment below, because I love hearing from the Get Better Basketball community. Let me know what you think about this video, or maybe another game that you would like to see for a complete breakdown. As always, get better every day.